the seaside, you take for granted that the sea's there. And generally speaking, the people who live at the seaside never go to the seaside. They almost forget that they're there. Now, in the countryside, because you're surrounded by all this beauty, do you appreciate it or not? Because a lot of us townies, you see, we drive out into the countryside and we just sit and look at the beauty of the countryside. Marvellous. So you do appreciate it? I thought you would, actually, because it's too good to miss, isn't it? A beautiful sunset. The birth of a lamb or a calf. Harvest time. Those special wow moments. I love photography. And I love to try and capture a scene that is particularly beautiful. But you know, there's something about a photo that doesn't really capture it, isn't there? There's something about the moment that is not there, almost however good a photographer you are. And there's just something that happens. And it's almost as if at those points of wonder, you want to say thank you to someone or to something for that particular moment. And I think that's one of the clues that God puts right there for us. You see, some people will say, well, it's all just evolved, hasn't it? It's all just been a chance process and it's all just happened. Has it? You see, if it's all just about the survival of the fittest, where'd you put a rainbow in that? What use is a rainbow? It hasn't got any use really, has it? It's just a thing of beauty. And there's so many aspects of our creation that actually are just simply beautiful and have no real purpose apart from that. And think about things like morality. If we're talking about the survival of the fittest, we as human beings supposedly are the pinnacle of that process. We're the highest point in that process. And it's all about the survival of the fittest. And yet we turn that on its head and we care for the sick and the dying. And we aren't about the survival of the fittest at all. The highest things that we regard in humanity actually turn the whole process of survival of the fittest completely on its head. Now that, to me, just doesn't fit. It's as if there's something else within the process. I don't personally mind the idea that it might have taken billions of years for it all to develop. That doesn't worry me at all. So the process of evolution, fine. What I can't understand is if that process is just a chance, random event. And all these things have just happened. I mentioned that I was a teacher. I used to do this with my kids. Do you like my watch? And I'd show them. A week ago I didn't have this watch. Shall I tell you what happened, boys and girls? They were secondary, so it wasn't boys and girls. They were fairly kind of savvy. It was a mining community in South